Hello YouTube. Well, I'm having odd problems with my file server. One day it just stopped booting. Literally, it just stopped booting one day. So I thought Debian kicked the bucket. That's what I was using on it, was Debian stable. So I came down here, since it's spring break, I came down here to reinstall it. There's the beast right there. And I've been having a very odd problem. Let me show you what it is. No matter what OS I put it in the DVD drive, it refuses to boot. It refuses to even boot Linux from the DVD. Let me show you what's going on. Let me turn the system on. Wait for the monitor to catch up. This is just an example. This is Ubuntu 12.04 server. This is the last one I tried just to experiment to see whether it would boot or not. There we go. English. So let's try to boot it. You can see it reads the DVD drive just fine over there. But then, this is all you get. You just get a blank screen, no activity from the DVD drive. It just doesn't do anything. So I don't know what's going on. Something very strange is transpiring here, and I don't like it. So, yeah. I think it's time to swap out the boards, because clearly the hardware in here has issues with what I'm trying to run. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. So, I'll keep you guys posted. I'm going to swap out the board and try Debian stable again, since that's what I was using before. I'll figure out which motherboard I'll be using soon. So, yeah, there you have it. Okay, so I brought the server up here for diagnosis. Even Windows doesn't want to boot from the CD. I was going to install XP on here to try to update the BIOS to see if that was the problem. But it refuses to even load a Windows disk. So I think the board has an even worse problem than I thought. Yep, you know what that means, you guys? Board swap. This, my friends, is the board that junked itself. This Gigabyte GA-D525T Ultra Durable. That's the UD down there. This board, as you saw, is just refusing to boot anything. Literally, it just doesn't want to boot a damn thing. I don't know what's going on. I thought the BIOS might be an issue, but I can't update the BIOS. Is the board warped at all? No, it's not. I don't know what happened. Really weird. I even changed the RAM to see if that was what was causing the problem, and mem tests showed it was fine on both of those, so the RAM wasn't the issue. So, I'm going to RMA this board. It's a shame. Really a shame, because this board had really nice feature set. It could take 4 gigs at the time. It was one of the only Atom boards that could take 4 gigs of RAM. Had an IDE slot on it for the DVD drive. Had 4 SATAs and a PCI slot and everything. So that sucks. I'm gonna RMA this thing back to Gigabyte, I think. I've still got the box, so it will be going back. Alright, so this is the board we're going to use in the server now, a Gigabyte G41M ES2L. It had a Pentium dual core in it, but that's overkill for a file server, so we're going to put this absolute dog shit slow Celeron D in it. Let's see if I can focus on that. Focus. Yeah, it's a Celeron D 331, 2.66 gigahertz single core. Absolute dog shit pile of crap for doing anything useful. So that's why it's going to be used for a file server, because this thing is not going to require much other than files being moved around. I have 2 gigs of RAM in here. It's got the 4 SATAs I need, so there you have it. That's what's going to happen. We're just going to get the CPU in there and it'll be all good. Let me get it in there real quick. There you have it. Okay, back down here with the new board installed. So, let's try this again. Let's see if I can get Debian stable going on this thing. Hopefully I got the... Get out of my way. Yeah, I got the lights in properly. That's good. Let's see if this will work. F12. Actually, I want to go into delete. Let me reset this real quick, because I got to go into the BIOS. Delete! There we go. Okay. I gotta set this so that, damn it. Alright, how do I make this power management? Okay, there we go. Pet supports 32-bit. AC back function, full on. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's boot from this. Let's see if this thing will actually boot from the CD now. It should. That other Gigabyte board wouldn't. Hit F12 on that keyboard there. There we go. This is a Debian 6.0.7 disk. Hopefully this works. I forget what's in advanced options. There's expert install, but I don't need that. Alright. Hey, it actually worked. Yeah, it worked perfectly on the ES2L board. So there is something wrong with that other board. Or Linux doesn't like it, one of the two. Actually, Windows didn't like it either, so never mind. So, looks like I can go ahead and install Debian on here. Excellent. So, I guess that's emergency server repair complete. That's a pain in the ass that the board actually doesn't work right. So, I suppose what I'm going to do next is RMA that board over to Gigabyte and see what they can do about it. I'm not sure I'll use it in the server again. I might sell it. I really don't know. Configure the network manually. Okay. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Debian install on here, allow SSH so I can access my files, and then, you know, that'll be that. Well, it seems to have made it through the Debian install just fine. Yep, I'll leave this ES2L motherboard in here with that really slow seller on. That'll do just fine. I still grab here. Now, just to recap what happened with that other board, it refuses to boot anything from any source. USB, DVD, whatever you want it to be. It just refuses to boot anything, it seems. I tried to install Windows XP, as you saw earlier, to see if I could just flash the BIOS, see if it was just Linux. I thought at first it was Linux not behaving with the board, but the Windows disk didn't even load all the way. So I think that board has more issues than I care to, you know, deal with. Obviously it's the board, because it's worked perfectly since I got it until that happened. So what can you do? I'm just going to RMA it and see what they can do. Maybe they can update the BIOS or something themselves, because there doesn't seem to be a way to if it doesn't boot anything. So, yeah. And regardless, if I could update the BIOS myself with a floppy or something, but wait, there's no floppy port. Derp. If I could update it with a CD or a USB key or something, then still, it's not functioning the way it should. It's not. Its stability is in jeopardy if it's that way, and that's why I swapped it out of my server. I don't know what the problem is, so I'm using known good working parts right now until I figure out what's going on with that board. If that board was just having problems due to a corrupted BIOS or something, then, you know, Gigabyte can take care of that. And then I could probably use it again. So, you know, there you have it. But for now, I'm just going to use the CS2L. This is kind of a better fit for this machine anyway, because it's just a much slower processor. And in a file server, you don't need much. It's literally 2 gigs of RAM, a 2.66 gigahertz single-core Celeron D, so it's a Pentium 4-based Celeron, which are some of the worst Celerons you can ever imagine. But that'll do fine for a file server, because all it needs to do is stay running, and, you know, network activity needs to work. That's about it. So, yep, that's what's been happening with this machine. So I'll RMA that Gigabyte board and see what they can do about it. So there you have it, guys. Installation's complete. Sweet. So I guess tomorrow I'll set it all up. But for now, I just wanted to make sure everything installed properly. So tomorrow I'll plug back in the drives. I'll modify my fstab file so it sees the drives. Then it'll become my file server again. And there you have it, guys. I just thought I'd let you guys know what was going on with this server because it was acting odd. So, there you have it, you guys. Have a good one, everybody. Ciao.